Vilasan, did you send the email to everybody?
I'm posting in the already I posted in the Facebook, and I am going to
Okay.
send in the mail WhatsApp group.
Okay. Okay.
హలో
Hello, Kiran Anna. Wait.
అది
So
వీడియో కాల్ ఫుల్ అయిందంటన్నా.
yes, video call is already full, so we have to basically I am looking at the broadcast right now. So once we reach kind of maybe 20 participants video, then we can basically from here so that new friends can join.
నేను ఒకసారి బయటికి వెళ్ళి మళ్ళీ వస్తా.
నాకు 6 మెంబర్స్ చెప్పారు ఫుల్ అయిందని. శ్రీరామన్ నమస్తేనే.
Namaste. Sorry, I'm having tea. I cannot.
You can watch online.
నేను అదే చెప్తున్నా. ఇప్పుడు 6 పీపుల్స్ అడుగుతున్నారు.
టీ అడుగుతున్నారా? ఏమడుగుతున్నారు? Morning 7 to us, so I should have tea, right? So I have.
Yeah.
So okay, Vilas. Yes, Kiran Anna, yes. We have. I mean, basically, Google Hangout only allows 10 people, so we have 10 people, and other people are just watching on YouTube live. So I can take out people. So I'm
ఒకసారి యూట్యూబ్ లింక్ సెండ్ చేస్తారా?
YouTube link, okay, I'll ping you. So basically, right now, Kranti.
Yes, Hari. You're saying something?
Yeah. So basically, we have more than 10 people right now. I mean, 10 people in the Hangout, and another 20 people watching YouTube live right now. So I would like to kick off the event here. So basically, welcome everyone. Right now, I would like to set the agenda. So basically, what we will do is first I will introduce Sriram Vedire, and after that Sriram Vedire will give a brief about his ministry and what government initiatives are currently, and then we already have some questions. So basically we can take those questions, and Sriramji will answer those questions, and after that we will be knowing more how NRIs can contribute, and after that basically the guidelines are please mute yourself if you are not speaking, and then if you are asking a question, just give a brief about you and ask a question and be concrete about your question, and please note that I will eject you once your question is over, so that more people can join this call. So the introduction is like, I don't have to introduce Sriramji. We all know, as an NRI, we all take inspiration from him because he's the only role model we have. We have very few role models, for NRIs who want to go back to India and serve India. He has been in USA for the past 12 years before leaving to India. So I mean, like, basically like basically like Sriramji worked for 12 years in IT industry, and then he, whenever he wanted to, I mean, like when he wanted to serve India, he went ahead and he researched about 4 international water systems in China, Nile in Africa, and in USA, Mississippi, 3 gorges, and he wrote 3 books on water systems, how we can better have water grids in India. So there are three titles on his name. One is power crisis, related to power crisis in Telangana, why Telangana state is a must, and the other one is the Gujarat's success story in water management. So when we talk about Vedreji, like normally the background is people might have already know, like Bhudan movement in India. It was started in 1951 by Dr. Sir Vinoba Bhaveji. So when Vinoba Bhaveji asked for land gift movement, the person who first came was the Vedre Ramchandra Reddy ji. He is the grandfather of our Vedreji, and he donated around 900 acres of land. After that, we have Vedre Venkat Reddy ji, who is the father of Vedre Sriramji. He is the chief engineer, retired chief engineer, and worked for 35 years in APSCT. And from 2009 onwards, Vidreji worked as chairman of water board for BJP cell, and helped Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, all these states managing water efficiently, how to manage water efficiently. Rajasthan being a desert state, some techniques how to improve the groundwater, etc. So those were very heavily used by Srimati Vasundhara Rajeji. And from 2014, after we won the election, I mean, like BJP won the elections, Modi ji and Uma Bharti ji gave him the role of advisor to the water resource management. So here we are. I mean, like he's the crucial factor for us, for the central government as well as the uh, Telangana state government. With this, I mean, like I would like to pass on my control to Sri Vedreji, so he can give an introduction of, like what currently his ministry is doing. And
Hari, I got your video stuck, so I'm not sure. Hari?
It's okay అన్న వినబడుతుంది.
వినపడుతుందా? Okay. Video stuck అయ్యింది. So should I speak? I mean, did you give the chance to me to speak? Hari?
yes, Vedreji. Yeah, we can hear you, Vedreji.
All right. Yeah. Good morning to all in India and good evening to all in US.
Yeah.
Looks like, except one or two, most of you are in US now. So, you're in a holiday mood. So, yeah, I should be part of you. I envy you. But still, I am in Delhi and, in same temperatures like you. So, I should be working hard here. But, I would like to be part of you for the next 10 days. Let's see if I can do it or not. But, thank you very much for joining the Google Hangout. I'm thankful to Hari for giving me a very good introduction about me. Basically, I'm one amongst you. There is nothing except, what I am doing is working hard. So if that is producing some results, it is based on, the work I am putting. Put hard work, then, anyone can be successful. So I am one of the people who are trying to put hard work and more hard work. So that is leading to success, then it should be, what I am doing is just putting hard work. So now coming back to There are many questions that are asking me what your ministry does and what I do, and what my the water resource ministry does, and especially Telangana development and also the country's development. So most of the questions, if I answer, then all those things would be covered in there. So before I move on, I just want to uh, session more productive. So I'll just give some highlights of what Modi's government has been doing since last 6 months, so that I'll just take 2 to 3 minutes to just put some highlight points at a very high level, so that will cover the government of India's perspective of what it has been doing since last 6 months. Then we can get into when I'm answering specific questions, we can get into what the water resource ministry does and what my role is, what I am doing. So the first immediate thing that comes to my mind is the inflation is controlled. You all pretty much know what inflation is. So Modi ji, once he took over, he has set up a price stabilization fund of 500 crores to tackle the nuances of the inflation control. And all the state governments were asked to set up special courts to deal with the hoarding and black marketing. So that has helped the inflation come down. And basically now we are at 5.52 compared to 10.17 last year at the same time. So we have cut down the inflation to half. And also the petrol and diesel prices have come down by 10 rupees each, and that is helping the economy move forward. And top priority is creation of jobs. So we are trying to there is a new skill development ministry that has come up, and Make in India program has been taken up by Modi's government, and with all those the skill development ministry working hard to get the youth develop their skills. You can see many jobs will be created in the coming next 3 4 years. The pipeline. So next, abolishing corruption. There is an e-revolution project. That means we are going live. Anything, everything will be transparent. Any big tenders, any small, anything that the government of India does, we are going to make it everything online. And that's the e-revolution project which is launched. The Digital India program is also launched. So basically everything you can, by sitting there in US, you can watch every file movement in India coming pretty much soon. And special task force created to bring black money. You all know the first cabinet decision was to set up the task force, and they have already identified 427 people having accounts in Switzerland, out of which 250 people have acknowledged that yes, they do have black money. So it's going on. The process has started. And one of the biggest problems with UPA was policy paralysis. Basically, what they did was they have set up a group of ministers for everything in UPA government. These ministers should say they doesn't come together for at least 6 months and a year. We have, Modi's government has dismantled that policy paralysis thing, and basically every minister is accountable and every bureaucrat is accountable, and they have to take policy decisions every day. Trust me, I'm part of it, so I know what it means. And Modi's government is also working like Team India. What he's doing is, any state that gets into trouble, like J&K, Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, we have seen floods coming. He has been there the very first day. He has really shown his action, and that's a Team India spirit that he has shown with the states. Creation of 100 smart cities has begun. What we are trying to do is, create 7,000 crores were allocated to it, and during the coming next 5 years, we'll see 100 smart cities coming up in the country. And Clean India campaign by 2019, you all know how it is going on, how he has taken the initiative, and it has become a mass movement. If you come back to India in the next few days or few months, you will see attitude change in people, where everyone wants to clean up their surroundings. So that is the inculcating that attitude change is one of the biggest Clean India campaign Modi ji has given. The National Judicial Commission is established. Appointment of judges in high courts has become more transparent, and providing urban facilities and rural areas become with Pradhan Mantri Sansad Adarsh Gaon Yojana. every MP has taken a village, and it's a model village that would be developed. And based on how that model village gets developed, everyone in the country or in the world can take, do the same thing and repeat the process. And efforts made for welfare of senior citizens, the pension holders, every year they have to prove that they are not dead to take the pension next year. So that has been taken out, and now there is a Jeevan Praman Yojana where more uh, meaningful data is available, where the person who is alive can take the money without showing he is dead. So he has given some good reward to senior citizens. Growth rate has increased from 4.7, we have come to 5.7, and this is because of the FDI in railways, defense, and construction were very much simplified, and that made the growth rate increase. And middle class and new middle classes, their tax reliefs are increased so that they can spend more into pump more money into the investment and future investments. Agriculture has become profitable. Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana that has made minimum guarantee for MSP and decrease in diesel prices I already mentioned has made agriculture cost cheaper. And Clean Ganga, you all know I'm part of it. We have allocated 2,000 crores to it this year only. And the project is called Namami Gange. And we are going to clean Ganga, and we are going to, have it as a role model to clean all the other rivers in the country. Protection of cows. We have started a mission to protect cows, which are the basic, agricultural, handle to the whole country. And it's also, it has its own religious and historical, things associated with it. And bank accounts opened, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, you all know. 40% of Indians did not have an account so far, and they have been very much away from this banking, sector and the developments and their profits. Now the benefits that the banking gives. Now 7.73 crores people have opened bank account in the last 2 to 3 months, out of which 4.6 crore bank accounts are opened in rural areas. So that will give a lot of there are many benefits to that. Not just opening a bank account, but there are benefits accrued to it. Anyone can go and see online what are the benefits that gives to poor people. Make in India campaign. So this is basically, FDI in defense sector was increased to 49%, so that previously 70% of the defense supplies were imported. Now we are going to make everything, procure everything from mostly trying to procure from within the country. So that increased the Make in India campaign. And diplomatic front, you all pretty much know how Modi ji has succeeded in US, Australia, Japan, and the list keeps increasing. It has become a really universal leader these days. And I'm pretty sure all of you, would have been so happy when Narendra Modi ji has come to Madison Square Garden, and how the show was handled, and how Americans would have seen us the next day in our offices in our neighborhoods. That here is a leader from your your country that came and made us proud. Interest of farmers and poor protected in WTO. So basically, the World Trade Organization, we used to have agricultural subsidies and all, which were not being allowed to be given, and we have convinced Americans, and basically they supported us, and that's the biggest achievement in WTO. There are many other things like Shramameva Jayate, which is doing a lot good to the laborers and laborers in the country. The Provident Fund 27,000 crores were lying, not utilized in the employment Provident Fund. That's now being used for the welfare of the laborers. So there is a change. So basically, what I would like to do, FDI limit in defense increased. I already mentioned. 24-hour electricity is one of the program government of India has taken. Normally, power sector is state-owned, state governed, but this 24-hour electricity program, this is giving lots of incentives and how to make provide electricity to all the people in the country 24/7. Though 43,000 crores were allocated to it, and already I think Andhra Pradesh and Rajasthan are making use of this program to get into 24/7 power. Giving power to the people by the end of this year. So basically, putting there are so many things in the papers with me, but I just don't want to take too much of this, time on giving these nitty-gritty details, because anyone can go online, or there are reports published in newspapers and video channels which you can do, which you can watch. What I'm trying to, let you all know is that Government of India, under the dynamic leadership of Narendra Modi ji, is really performing well, and I'm being part of this whole system, so I know how things are working. The attitude of the bureaucrats changed. The attitude of the politicians is changing. I'm not saying changed, but it is changing, because politicians are not that quick to change, even bureaucrats for that matter. But I'm not saying that earlier it was nothing. I'm not saying everything was bad earlier. More policy paralysis kind of thing, where things were not getting done. And in Modi's government, corruption is not allowed. You have to perform, just like how we experience our jobs in US or anywhere in the world, where you have to perform, otherwise you are shown the door. Similarly, in government, that kind of attitude, electronic, entry things are being installed, where you have to pitch in your time, and so everyone knows how many hours you are working, and file movement will be made online. Any pending file more than 3 days on your desk, whether you are a lower division clerk, or you are a chief secretary, or cabinet secretary, you will be held responsible if the file is more than 3 days with you. So everything is becoming online, transparent, non-corrupt, fast, speed. So I hope if these things continue, India is going to become, pretty much advanced and, very much developed in the coming few years, and, we will see a vibrant India, almost like a superpower like US, in the next 10 or 20 years. I'm pretty sure and confident about it. And, now coming back to my role and my, the ministry and all. So should I hurry? Should I answer those things in the questions that I take, or because anyway it gets repeated, right? So if anyone asks questions, I'm pretty sure they're going to ask about my role in the ministry, so I can probably answer it at that time. So if, with that introductory remarks, I'm passing on the mic to Hari. Hari.
Thank you, Sriramji. So, Sriramji has given a, hello. Thank you, Sriramji. Like, right now, we have been, we have heard, like, what Sriramji has been doing. So right now, we have like a
Sorry, we lost your voice, I guess.
Kiran Dasari. Hello, Kiran Dasari.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Sriramana. First of all, congratulations for being appointed as a chief advisory for the water resources to Uma Bharti Garu. And I have three major questions from my side. First thing is, after so many years, I'm expecting some good news on the river linkage. So, can you update anything on the rivers linkage all over India? And also, second thing is, మనము ఇప్పుడు గంగా ప్రక్షాళన అని ఏదైతే కొత్తగా అనుకుంటున్నారో మీరు, అంటే కేంద్ర గవర్నమెంట్ నుంచి, అలాగే మనం మూసీ రివర్, హైదరాబాద్ ఉన్నటువంటి మూసీ రివర్ మీద కూడా కొంచెం దృష్టి సారించే అవకాశాలు ఏమైనా ఉన్నాయా మీ తరపు నుంచి? ఒకవేళ ప్రజెంట్గా లేకుండా ఉంటే మీరేమైనా చొరవ తీసుకొని ఏమైనా మీరు కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వాన్ని ఫోర్స్ చేసేటువంటి అవకాశాలు ఏమైనా ఉన్నాయా? దాంతోపాటు ఇంకొకటి ఏంటంటే, మేజర్గా మన నల్గొండ డిస్ట్రిక్ట్లో చూసినట్లయితే ఫ్లోరోసిస్ ప్రాబ్లం ఒకటి ఉంది మేజర్గా. దాని మీద కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం యొక్క ఉద్దేశం ఏంటి? మీరు ఎలాంటి చర్యలు నియర్ ఫ్యూచర్లో తీసుకోబోతున్నారు? మూడు క్వశ్చన్స్కి కొంచెం ఒక ఫ్రూట్ఫుల్ రిప్లై వస్తుందని ఆశిస్తున్నాను.
Thank you, Kiran. Hari, let's go ahead and take a few more questions, and then I'll answer everything. That will save us time, right? Hari? Hari, let's take more questions.
Srikanth, next question. Go ahead, Srikanth.
Uh, did you get the question actually?
Yeah, I got the questions. Kiran has posed 3 questions. I got them. Let's go ahead with more questions, Hari. Hari, let's go ahead with more questions. Then I'll answer everything together.
Srikanth Tumala, go ahead, question.
Okay, Srikanth Tumala.
Yeah,
I mean, like Srikanth Tumala, that's your next turn. You know, you go ahead and ask your question. More questions, right?
Yeah. Sriram, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. Srikanth, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
నాకు 2 క్వశ్చన్లు ఉన్నాయన్న. అది ఒకటి మన నల్గొండ డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ మీద. నేనేం బ్రాడ్గా వెళ్ళను సెంట్రల్గా, ఎందుకంటే మీరు ఆల్రెడీ సెంట్రల్లో చూస్తున్నారు కాబట్టి. సో నల్గొండ గురించి నేను మీకు తెలుసు ఎలా ఉందో పార్టీ గురించి. నేను పార్టీ గురించి ఒక క్వశ్చన్, అలాగే వాటర్ బోర్డు మీద ఒక క్వశ్చన్. ఫస్ట్ వాటర్ బోర్డు మీద ఇక్కడ నల్గొండలో మనకి సంబంధించి ఇప్పుడు కాంగ్రెస్ గవర్నమెంట్లో ఎన్నో అసంపూర్తిగా ఉన్నటువంటి కాలువలు ఉన్నాయి, అవన్నీ పూర్తి చేయలేదు. వాళ్ళన్నీ వదిలేశారు అలానే. ఇప్పుడు ఎక్కడికి మూవ్ కావట్లేదు, అవి కూడా పూర్తి కావట్లేదు. మీరు సెంట్రల్లో ఉన్నారు కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ స్టేట్ గవర్నమెంట్కి ఏమైనా ఇంటర్ రిలేటెడ్ చేసి దాన్ని ఏమన్నా మూమెంట్ తీసుకొచ్చేటట్టుగా మీరు ఏమైనా కృషి చేయగలుగుతారా? అదొక క్వశ్చన్. సో రెండు పార్టీ మీద. మన నల్గొండ డిస్టిక్లో నేను భువనగిరి కాన్స్టిట్యున్సీ, మీరు ఆల్రెడీ ఎలక్షన్లో పార్టిసిపేట్ చేశారు బిఫోర్ లాస్ట్ టైం. మీకు తెలుసు ఎంత వీక్గా ఉందో, అది మనందరికీ తెలుసు. మనం అనుకున్నంత విధంగా ఇంప్రూవ్మెంట్ కావట్లేదు. ఎక్కడ మనం లాక్ అవుతున్నాం? ఇక్కడ లీడర్షిప్పా, లేదంటే మన కార్యక్రమాలు సరిగ్గా ఉండట్లేదా? ఈ 2 క్వశ్చన్లు నా నుంచి. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Take few more questions, Hari. We can take few more questions. Vilas.
Okay, Anna, Vilas Reddy మాట్లాడుతున్నా. Good job, Sriram Anna. I want to congratulate you first. నాకు 3 questions ఉన్నాయి. Questions, first one is, you are a turned NRI to Indian politician. So what can give new NRIs? Will you suggest NRIs can come active politics? No more pains and politics in the India. So what is your suggestion? Will really need politics for NRIs? It is easy for new NRIs? Yes, how? The second question, how can NRI can serve to local issues or native places? I mean, that the question is, if there are any schemes, for example, if I want to spend 5 lakhs to my village,
Vilas ji, we
so is
cannot
there
hear
any
you.
government?
No, we can hear him.
Okay. Will the government give another 5 lakhs to help? That is a match scheme. Any programs are there? So because if I want to spend 5 lakhs, so government give 5 lakhs, it will go for 10 lakhs. It will be better to serve or recognize for NRIs to come the more funds. Third question, please explain any NRIs are ready for village adopt program. So because everyone wants to do India develop, but at least they can develop their own village, basic necessities, toilets or Swachh Bharat or any small program. So what is the point of contact when we go? So these are the 3 questions. Thank you.
Hari, answer చేయాలా ఈ 3 persons కి? Hari?
Yes, sir. Yeah, those three questions. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
please answer.
Kiran's
Please go
3
ahead.
questions, Srikanth's 2 questions, and Vilas 3 questions. So first of all, interlinking of rivers. I'm very happy I'm starting with a project that is close to my heart. Actually, interlinking of rivers, that is a very high-profile project for Narendra Modi's government, or NDA-led government earlier and now also. I will very try to be there are so much things to talk about it, but I'll try to brief as quickly as possible and at the highest level possible. For more details, you can always reach out to me personally. Interlinking of rivers, what's happening is you have two components. One is peninsular component where we are come from Telangana and South India. Then the other is Himalayan component, which includes getting Brahmaputra and Ganga waters. So to get Brahmaputra waters, we have a problem of getting water through Bangladesh, cutting through Bangladesh because it's a foreign country, and we have to negotiate with them. And also we need reservoirs in Nepal and Bhutan. And UPA government has not bothered to talk to them at any, since last 10 years. Previous to that, when Suresh Prabhu committee, we came up with some good ideas and that were not followed up because for some reason UPA thought it's a, waste project, and so nothing moved. And now we have started the ball rolling again. We have taken a review meeting last month, and subcommittees are formed. They are going to Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and also within the country we have some issues with many states. See, many states, bottom line is we have international ramifications. We are trying to sort them out. And within the country also, every state feels that we don't have surplus water and we are not going to let our water go. They are ready to take water from above, but they are not ready to give. So central government can be a big brother, but not suggestion given free of cost. No one would take it unless it's constitutionally binding or legally binding. So what we are trying to do is to talk with the states and try to ensure that no state is losing any of its waters. For example, Telangana. Telangana leaders and people might feel that we have to give Godavari waters to Krishna and they will be used by South Indian states and we will lose. So but Telangana is supposed to, and south states are supposed to get water from Mahanadi, but Orissa is not ready to spare waters from Mahanadi. So it's a chain question, chain problem where we have to solve. So we have formed committees to go to Orissa, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Assam and all the North Indian states also to negotiate is losing any of its rights or any of its waters. So that is politically we are trying to work upon. And technically, I will just be brief. I'll take 1 or 2 minutes to explain. There were 84 major reservoirs planned earlier to make this interlinking of rivers possible. With the latest laws passed by our parliament, like the tribal law, and forest law, environmental law, and so 16 so such laws are there. It is next to impossible to build a major reservoir in the country these days with R&R packages and all. So we have to cut down. So what we are trying to do is to plan this whole thing. So what we want to do is, we are seriously contemplating this. What I am saying is not actually still decided upon, but we are discussing and deliberating upon this. We are trying to make the rivers live. We want to make every river live first by constructing series of barrages. Once we make the river live, then the step 2 is we want to increase the inland water transportation. That is where pretty much most of you are in US. You know how the ships travel all the way from China and all the way to St. Louis, where I live, my family lives. In Mississippi, Missouri, Illinois, Tennessee, all of them are connected to locks and dams. So we want to make that happen as step 2. Then step 3, we will transfer water from surplus to deficit basins, ensuring that the locality and the local people and the local area is not in any way put to any problem or risk. So that is what in a nutshell interlinking of rivers is. And actually Uma Bharti ji has asked me to take lead on this project because she is trying to put one in charge of, even though one of the questions that I have got potentially I would get is what is in the ministry and what I am doing. Pretty much I am advisor to the whole ministry, every aspect of the ministry in the whole country. So Umaji would consult me on any issue she wants. She can put me on technical team, she can put me on administrative things, she can put me on political thing, and I am trying to play whatever role she is. So especially she has given me in chargeship of interlinking of rivers, where I am trying to lead from her side. I am taking review meetings with NWDA DG and CWC chairman and all. And we are trying to come up with some very practical solutions. So given 6 months time, once we will again, hang out after, few months, I will let you know the progress we have made. So we are started on a very, good direction on it. So Musi River, Kiran's second question, Musi River. See, we are trying to clean Ganga, and that Ganga question was is also there expected. So, see, cleaning of the attitude of people and the governments and industries have gone so bad. Every city was built based on a river that is passing through. Musi was built on Hyderabad is built on Musi, Delhi is built on Yamuna, Lucknow is built on Gomti, and if you talk about every major city is built on a river. Now, unfortunately, instead of river giving us the water, we are giving drainage to it. It's become filthy. The only inlets into the river in the cities is the sewage. No water is there. Killed. So we are trying to start with. Ganga, and we will try to clean up Ganga first, and then we will go ahead with cleaning up the other rivers. So Musi is part of it, but state government should also come up with some good project proposals, and I have suggested the state government also to come up with, which I think they are doing as we speak. Fluorosis in Nalgonda. See, there are multi ways to tackle that problem. We have to provide surface water to the extent possible, and my plan is to bring Godavari waters to all nooks and corners, including Nalgonda, because Krishna waters are exhausted. Number two is provide them through pipelines drinking water, which is also being worked upon. And there is a new program from the central government which we are planning very soon that would provide drinking water to most affected, fluoride affected and drought prone areas. I would like, I'm planning to bring Telangana also into that pilot project, and especially Nalgonda. And the third thing is recharge of groundwater, which has not been done. So that needs to be taken up very extensively, and that is also some of the ideas which central government is planning to give funds to states, and state also should be very upfront in getting these groundwater recharge done. These many schemes, and I think this cleaning up of these tanks is one first step in the right direction. So we hope that both state and center come together. We'll tackle this fluoride problem in Nalgonda pretty soon. And Srikant's question, again the lakes in Nalgonda, I think he asked about the water bodies in Nalgonda. So what I said just now holds good. Regarding BJP party and strengthening that, Srikant, you can reach to me offline, and we can discuss about it, because more people in the Hangout are interested, to talk about development activities. And coming to Vilas' questions, he was asking NRI turned politician, what are the, can any NRI come into politics? Actually, let me put it this way: country needs so many educated, matured, intellectuals, and integral persons. And I believe whoever has these qualities, country very badly needs, because there is lack of, politicians, good politicians in the country. And NRS have majority, most of the NRS have these qualities, because we have proved our intellectual ability, we have proved our knowledge, we have proved our maturity and education and all. And being integral is one thing which is very much needed, because the country has already many politicians who are, we have seen how the country has suffered. So if you can, and that is good side of it, but the weak side of it, you ask me the things of this thing. Trust me, you will have hurdles every minute. If you are not determined and you are not mentally strong, if you don't have perseverance, don't come. If you are mentally strong, if every minute you can face challenges, risks, and insults, and you are perseverant and you can sustain those insults for a long time for the sake of the betterment of the country, then you are welcome. Because you are insulted, you are shown the door, you are never welcomed, because you are trying to do something good and no one wants to see you doing good for the country. If you want to do good for yourself, you are welcome. But otherwise, I'm sorry, I'm being very blunt and honest, but what I'm trying to say is I'm setting expectations. If you are mentally strong, as I am saying, show your perseverance for long time, at least 10 years, you come. Don't 5 years is also be in politics and try to be successful. If you are shooting for 10 years, then I'm pretty sure you will be more successful than anyone else. I'm not saying about me because I'm not sure I'm successful still or not, but I can say you'll be more successful than me or anyone else, because what all is needed is hard work. If you do it, results are bound to come. So that much I can say. And this village adopt program, if you give 5 lakhs, the other 5 lakhs and all, there are every collector of a district can do things. Basically, if you approach your district collector and you say that I want to donate 5 lakhs, government will be happy to donate 5 lakhs. At district collector level, these things are possible. And at the highest level, Ministry of Overseas of Indians is there. You can reach out to that ministry. You can call, you can post online. You can call them, and they are going to reply back. There are good schemes. See, there are nothing like you give and we give. You have to pursue it. It's on case by case basis. It's on issue based. It's case by case. So basically, you impress upon that. I'll donate 10 lakhs to the school building. And if the state is state or the center, normally center doesn't spend on implementation, states do. So you have to work with the state first, and center also can do in certain things. But there are many possibilities there, so you can certainly reach out. That's not a big issue. First, I would suggest reach out to the collector, or at the national level, reach out to the ministry. And if you want more particulars, stay in touch with me personally, get more details and send to you. I think I covered all the questions. Hari, back to you.
Yes, I mean, like right now, I mean, like, we will take another 3 persons in sequence. That will be Banu Chepur from Atlanta, and then Srinivas Ranabotuji, and then Karthik Reddy from New Jersey. So Banu. Banu. Banu, did we lose you? Maybe like the next person will be like Srinivas Ranabotuji. You can.
అరే శ్రీనివాస్ రాకపోతే వేరే వాళ్ళని అడగమని చెప్పు.
Sorry, I'm not hearing anything.
Hello. Yeah, I mean, like next person can go and ask question. Banu. Okay. I mean, like Banu is disconnected. So can you, Srinivas Ranabotuji, can you go ahead and ask question? Srinivas Ranabotuji. So Banu is disconnected. So I will eject him. So Arunji, can you go ahead and ask the question?
Sriram garu, can you hear me?
Yes.
Namaste, my name is Arun Ayyagari. I have a very simple question. First of all, I want to congratulate you on all the good work. You really making all of us NRS proud. That's one thing I want to mention. Number two, basically, what
after Ganga, what's the do you have any three or four other rivers in the list to work on at the same scale? Not necessarily monetarily, but at the depending on the the priorities. I mean, do you have any other rivers in the list after Ganga? Thank you.
Okay. Question noted.
Okay,
Let's take one question.
Arunji, that is your question, and then yeah, Karthik ji from New Jersey, New York. Can you go ahead and ask your question?
Hey, Namaste Sriram, this is Karthik. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Congratulations, Sriram. This is Karthik from New York, New Jersey. We also know each other. So my question is very simple here. We heard lots of speculation in the media that there's lots of friction between the state and center because of people say that's due to the attitude of Chief Minister Chandrasekhar Rao and the differences between center and state government. So do you see any issues coming up in the development of Telangana? Do you think is there anything state government has to do to mitigate that? I mean, I don't know how real that is. So if you could give us some more clarity on that, that would be helpful.
All right. Next question. Shall we take next question or should I answer? Hari?
Next will be Vijay from Atlanta. Vijay. No.
Yeah, Hari.
Put his question.
Vijay. Hi, Sriram Garu. First of all, Hari, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
This is Vijay from Atlanta. Yeah, hi, Sriram Garu. Congratulations. Actually, Hari, I sent all my questions in that Google Hangout. I don't have them handy. So, can you please refer to those questions? Or are those already answered? Because I joined about 30 minutes late. So
okay. Can you just touch upon your questions at a higher level? You don't have to go in detail. But,
yeah, give me some time. I'll let others take so that I'll review those again. I'll mute myself for a while.
All right. Yeah, I'll go ahead and answer, Hari. You can take the three questions. First thing is Arun's question. Other than Ganga, are there any other rivers in population?
Yeah, sure.
Hari, do you want to take more questions?
That's all. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So as far as rivers other than Ganga are concerned, we are trying to clean up not only Ganga but the whole Ganga system. That includes all the river systems of Ganga, Yamuna, and all the tributaries, Gomti, Gandak, Kosi, and whatnot. There are 10 major rivers tributaries to Ganga. So that will clean up the whole Ganga system. And the plans are, major pollutants wherever are affecting the rivers. So such rivers would be tackled. And right now the central government has only Ganga project taken as a national project due to the importance it has with flowing in 5 states and being the lifeline of North India and in a way to India. But eventually this technology, this workmanship and this program what we have taken would be implemented in all major rivers in the country, either as national projects or center state projects, because we want to clean up the whole the river systems in the country. So that is the answer. And Karthik's question, he has asked a question which I might have to spend more time on this, and in that way, more expected questions might fall into the same category. Basically, center state has always been an issue in coalition politics. You have a partner at the, in the elections, then it is your person and non-partner the other person. That kind of thing was there, and even in the current elections also. Everyone knows TDP and BJP went together, and so people feel that TDP or Andhra Pradesh government or any other partner that BJP is getting more favors than in non-NDA partner state governments. And that is not true as far as the government-to-government relations go, because I am seeing that here, especially Narendra Modi's approach is totally different, because BJP on its own has absolute majority at the center, thanks to people of India. They have given a very clear mandate that made Narendra Modi ji more stronger, where he doesn't have to depend upon allies or other partners to run the day-to-day things of the government. So that is, having said that, so there is no dependency, so we don't have to worry about it. And now the point comes is politics versus development. Always, once elections are over, the next 4.5 years should be spent for development. Last 6 months, you have to do politics to again get back to elections and all. That is how Modi ji is saying, and that is how most of the chief ministers, whether it is BJP ruled or non-BJP ruled in one of the states, are doing the same thing: development, development, development. So, as far as KCR and our chief minister, Telangana chief minister goes, that emotion that came out of the separation of Telangana, he tried to continue that. Maybe it is expected, but the thing is that continuation has percolated into his role as chief minister, which strained the relationship between him and the center, because he always abused Modi ji and central BJP government. I mean, central government rather. It's not BJP government; it's the nation's government. So, so initially that trend appeared very apparent, very much apparent, and so most of the people who are watching, including me, we have suggested to TRS and state government that now you are chief minister and here is a prime minister, so you have to take the relationship at the level of CM, PM and state governments. There are no more parties involved in this. So that I have seen that the attitude change in attitude of chief minister, and more they are now concentrating on asking more funds from the center and trying to concentrate on development. So that's a good trend, with whatever friends I have in state government, ministers and all. So I have been even including chief minister also, because they are working with me and I'm helping them, at the national level. I would say on water resources front, I am helping them 100%. It's only through me most of the communication and back and forth things are happening, and I am doing it. For that matter, I belong to the whole country, but Telangana being the state from where I came, I have more passion for the state, and I see things coming up. So I tell them that this is how you should do this. These are things you can take more benefit from the center, and these are the schemes that are happening. So Harish Rao is in regular touch with me, Minister for Irrigation. We know each other very well during the Telangana movement, and of course KTR and others also are good friends to me. So I'm trying to bridge the gap between the state and the center to the extent possible. More, 99.9%, rather 100%, I would say, focusing on development. So I am not a BJP person. I am not seeing them as TRS persons, and I wanted them to also think that way. Otherwise, if you always abuse the the head of the central government, then you don't get audience of the ministers as well, because after all, at the end of the day, it is politics, and people who are in politics are manning the ministries. So naturally, your relationship with if someone comes and accuses you every day, can you spend some time with him? Even to discuss and talk, you need some kind of basic relationship. And so that is where we all have tried to influence the state government and TRS leaders falling in the line. So which is good for the state. Strictly speaking, for the state, that is good. And as I mentioned, not only on water resources front, I have been connecting various departments and ministries to the state ministries also. For urban development, when KTR came, I have taken to Nitin Gadkariji, and they have, we have worked upon what are the things to be asked, and what are the schemes available. So my good offices at the center are being heavily utilized for the betterment of the state, and I am totally devoting my time. And I hope things will improve in the coming days. I think I took it long because I know more questions are pertaining to that topic, so I took more time so that the similar questions don't have to be repeated. Hari, back to you.
Next, Srinivas Ranaputhuji will go and ask you the question.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Hari. Thank you, Sriramji, for your time. My first question is, what is central government and your department stake on the large dams or large projects? I will take the example of Polavaram. Don't you think those kind of projects are detrimental and prone to disasters? Like large dams are like being destructed everywhere else in the world. I know like river linking happens through large dams, but instead of large, multiple smaller projects wouldn't be beneficial. That's my first question. And second question is, power sector is also closer to you. Government's 24-hour policy, 24-hour power policy across the country. To start with, instead of focusing on the power-rich states, like if we take Andhra Pradesh as an example, rather than taking power-rich states and empowering them more and more, if we focus on the lesser and power deficiency states like Telangana, making them at least 12-hour power guarantee schemes, wouldn't that help more people to sustain? And third question being agriculture. I'm sure you have roots to agriculture. Recent farmer suicides, I don't hear or see anything from the central government focusing on the suicides happening, especially recently. I'm not talking pointless. I have the data and I have done some fundamental research on these. And there are many suicides. Keeping the central state politics aside, even though there is a disagreement between the CM and PM or whoever is in the ministry, isn't it the central government's responsibility to care for the people of state who are suffering, and then the suicides are happening at a drastic state, and the situation is becoming worse and worse day by day. And I don't see any statement or anything related to that from the central government. What is your take on that? Thank you very much for your time.
Next will be Muraliji. Next will be Muraliji. I think Muraliji is no more here. So Santosh ji, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Sriram Garu. First of all, congratulations to you and your efforts at Center. We've been following you. I think we've been in touch with you for since 2009 and 2008 as well. Because once you released your book, and we were all there with you in the call. So most of the questions asked by our friends and colleagues, we've been following all the news in the media and reports, and we've been looking at what the BJP is doing the greatest work ever did in our generation. So we haven't seen this kind of cleanup or administration or the reforms or the kind of the new cleanup what is worked on. So Hari, is everything okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, to add one of my question, I just have one question because most of the questions are already asked. I just have one question. Yesterday in Deccan Chronicle there was headline news that BJP may tie up with TRS to work with TRS in Telangana and may ditch TDP in Telangana state. So how far this is true? Like, is it going to happen, or it's going to work on, or because one of our friend asked, like, how the relation between center state and all. So in that perspective, how far this is true? This is my question. Thank you.
We'll take one more person.
I think,
Hari.
yeah. Vijay ji from Atlanta. Will you go ahead and ask the question? Vijay ji. Okay. I do have Vijay ji's question because we are having other participants waiting. So I will be asking that question to Vijay Sriram ji. Sriram ji, Vijay Shankaramardi from Atlanta. He has a question that what are exactly your duties with the ministry? That is one question. And the second question is like what are your objectives for like short term and long term from Telangana, like 1 year and 5 years. And the third question is, do you have working on any specific plans, suggestions for Telangana government? Fourth question is, can we expect your ministry's cooperation for the proposed water grid in Telangana state? And the fifth question is, did center or state endorse any of the proposed plans from your book? That's all from Vijay ji. And
Okay.
Sriram ji, did you note all the questions?
Yes, I did, and I'm ready to answer. First, let's go with Srinivas ji's questions. Actually, I would appreciate him. He has really asked very good questions, very pertaining questions to what I am doing and completely dedicated development. First thing he asked is no larger dams, and why don't we go to smaller dams? And he also talked about Polavaram and other bigger dams and how they are disasters to the country. So my answer is, he is 100% right. See, basically, R&R policy in our country has really been very, bad, or on a very weaker note. I mean, you don't, rehabilitate people who are, displaced with regards to the construction of the project. You don't do any kind of, apply any package that you have announced. And then you try to build dams and bigger dams and also which are technically not sound in some situations, and not the cost benefit ratio doesn't work out. So is it good for the country? No, it is not good for the country. The country has to take to revisit this thing, and it has to go with smaller reservoirs, and that is what I have answered in my earlier question on interlinking of rivers. 84 major reservoirs were planned as part of interlinking of rivers earlier. Now we are bringing it down to 6 to 8 dams. Of course, major dams are needed only when there is surplus water and where there are no kinds of these disasters, and it's convenient to divert water for country's benefit. And for such a big country, 6 to 8 reservoirs are needed, and that too as a last step. I'm not saying where the R&R packages cannot be applied, and in such situations we cannot go with major dams. And so what we are doing is, the direction we have taken is, any major dam is constructed if for the benefit of the country. Like I said, 6 or 8 are needed for the whole country. That's it. Not 84 as planned earlier. So for that, we want to have a special purpose vehicle and first release funds to do the R&R packages thing. Once that is completely done, once all the people are rehabilitated and they are compensated well, then only to start moving the bricks or mud on the construction of the project. That is, the government has taken that view, and we are hoping that we will make it happen. There are intricacies with the state government. States has to agree because they implement the projects. We are trying to negotiate and try to do our best, and that is the approach we have taken, at least with past few meetings in the ministry. So second thing I think Srinivas ji asked was relating to 24-hour power, where it has to be dedicated to deficit states. Well, central government has, as I said, 43,000 crores dedicated to that project, and normally states try to grab, and whoever is very fast in acting things, in their action, those would get the benefit. So in this regard, certainly Andhra Pradesh took a lead, but Rajasthan also took the lead, which is a deficit state. And so if Telangana takes the lead and comes here and complies with the stipulations and conditions, certainly the central government would give funds. To that respect, I would say the central minister, power minister, has maintained for the first 3-4 months that you are coming and your people are coming, and not the state government has not approached me. That was the stand he was taking. So I have called, as I said earlier, to a question I have taken from Karthik, that I have really worked hard to influence our state government, saying that you have to be friendly, you have to come. They have come now. They have talked to the minister. Now the discussions are going on, and so we hope that states like Telangana would also get benefited soon. And agriculture and suicides. See, agricultural things. Initially, in my introductory remarks, I mentioned we are ensuring the stability of minimum support price, and we are also trying to ensure that inflation goes down. Diesel prices have come down, so that is increasing the agricultural production. And there are various measures we can do to improve agriculture, which we are doing, including the Water Resource Ministry. And of course, it's very pathetic and very bad that suicides are happening. And but agriculture being a state subject and states handling the things directly, center doesn't have a direct implementation role on this. So what we can do is, center can do is to give funds and to suggest measures and to take long-term measures, but the direct implementation short-term goes to the states. So again, I know Srinivas ji has good data with him, and he spoke with all due diligence. I agree with him, and we have to work together to at least help out the poor farmers who are really not supported by any section of the society, and that point is well taken. And I think next question asked was, should I go to Vijay's questions, or I think who was the next question? Hari?
Yeah, Vijay ji was the next question.
Yeah,
You want the question, Sriram ji?
Santosh asked about TRS BJP that he has seen in Deccan Herald. So I would say that honestly, being in the political system, I can say that this will be discussed only in January of 2018, January 2019. So when the elections are due in 2019, just 2 to 3 months before, depending upon the situation, the country situation, political situation, and all, political parties would work together, for political elections and all. But at this moment, it's 0% guessing you can make, because there are no elections, there is nothing going on, so it's only a speculation. And Vijay's questions, my duties in the ministry, as I mentioned earlier, I am advisor to all the programs in the ministry, and I pretty much sit with the minister in all the meetings. She expects me in all the meetings, but I try to be in as many meetings as possible to my limitations, practical limitations. And I work with all the CWC, NWDA, Groundwater Board, all the heads of the organizations, and I take review meetings on behalf of the minister, and I do give my ideas, and minister, I'm fortunate that minister has confidence in me, and she takes my views and input seriously. And my plans for the next 1 and 5 years, see, interlinking of rivers, Ganga cleaning, water conservation, and groundwater recharge. So I want to add, I have been helping Rajasthan for past 2 years, and even 1 year before Vasundhara ji came to government, she took my help in making a blueprint, and now she is implementing it. And 99% of the blueprint I gave to Rajasthan, which is being implemented, is on groundwater recharge and water conservation. We are building micro irrigation, tanks, check dams, and catchment area treatment, groundwater recharge extensively. And so that, see, at the state level you can implement, at the central level you can suggest or plan. So I'm doing both. So I'm at the Rajasthan level, I'm trying to implement myself, and I'm happy things are working. So I'm also helping Telangana, government to do such kind of programs. Helping in the sense I'm suggesting they have to do it. At the central level, I want this for all the states to take benefits out of the central funds. So we are trying to reallocate, uh, revisit these plans in such a way that more funds would be given to backward areas and who really go with this water conservation recharge. So that is the next 1 year, 5 year short-term, long-term plans I have. And proposed water grid in Telangana state. So definitely, some things in the water grid that comes under the policies of the. There are certain schemes where central government give funds to the states. So you have to plan your schemes in such a way that you come under the guidelines or stipulations of the central scheme. If you come under that, center would give. So I'm suggesting come up with the proposals that would match the stipulations laid out in the central schemes so that funds can be given. I'm helping out the state. And regarding proposed plans from my book, myself I co-authored with my father. And are there any state or center endorsed? Yes, I'm happy to say that the series of barrages in Godavari, where to make the river live and to ensure inland water transportation, is totally accepted by Nitin Gadkari ji. And in fact, he promised one-on-one with me that he would take Godavari on top priority and implement that and give the country the first inland water transportation, to on Godavari river. So he has not only promised me one-on-one, but as inland water transportation minister, he is the shipping and surface transport and inland water transportation minister. So he is saying that come proposals and state government has obviously to come up with, and we can definitely center can give funds. In fact, I am trying to convince Nitin Gadkari ji that that should be considered as a national project where spending 25-30,000 crores you can make the whole Godavari live, ensure inland water transportation that would help inland interlinking of rivers also. So he said, fine, I will definitely consider that. And so my role individually, is to ensure that that becomes a national project. It benefits Telangana, it benefits South India, it benefits the whole country. Because inland water transportation helps the, ships go all the way to Sriram Sagar project and into Maharashtra, into Chhattisgarh, into Orissa, into Andhra Pradesh, into Telangana. That would be a national asset. And it definitely directly helps Telangana. So I'm happy the things that we have, published in our book is very much appreciated by the center, and they have taken it very seriously. And coming to the state, recently the Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao came to Delhi, and before him Harish Rao, the Minister for Irrigation, also came many times, and I am working with them to stress upon the fact that we need a major, I mean not major, but at least a storage on Godavari, where you can utilize the waters of Godavari properly. We have given that clearly in our book. And Pranayita Chevella project, which is a project Telangana government is working upon, it doesn't have a storage on Godavari. So basically, it's a lifting on running water. So what in our book we have suggested, which I still stand by, is that that you need a reservoir on Godavari to ensure the utilization of Godavari waters to Telangana and to South India. And so in that respect, I am trying to impress upon KCR and Harish Rao and other government officials that this is something they should go with. And the talks are on. CM has invited me for discussions. Probably next week I am meeting him. And even Uma Bharati ji, when I put the ideas in front of her, she said, you talk with the Chief Minister and you come back, with ideas, and I will definitely honor your ideas. So that is where, so I think I took gave long answer for that question. But back to you, Hari.
Yeah, so Vijay ji has asked 5 questions, so it will definitely take long time from you, Sriram ji. So next will be Santosh Shankar ji.
No, I answered all Vijay's questions. What I answered is Vijay's questions only.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why it will take a lot of time. Santosh Shankar ji, are you ready? Hello, Santosh Shankar ji. So I think he's not ready with his question. So next will be Narsimha Kopula ji. Narsimha Kopulaji. Okay, RBB left. So Ajay Kalavala. Ajay Kalavala. Hello. Okay, so Sriramji, I think they everybody is on mute. If you can, I mean, like if somebody wants to ask a question, they can ask. I have a lot of questions in the Google form. So the other question is, this is from Chetan Sriramji.
Arvind is raising his hand. Give him a chance.
Okay. So Aravind ji, I will ask one question from Chetan Sriram ji. Okay, this question I just said his name right. So Chetan Sriram ji from Vision Telangana, he wants to ask a question. How many national highways will be upgraded or earmarked for next 5 years in Telangana? Can you push on this with your relations in ruling corridors? That is first question. The second question is, what about increased medical seats in the state? Those are the two questions from Chetan Sriram ji from Vision Telangana, Houston, Texas. Aravind ji, you can go ahead and ask the question. Aravind ji? Aravind ji?
We can hear you. Please go ahead.
If somebody else wants to ask a question, you can go ahead and ask the question. So okay, I will take a question from the. I mean, like we have a lot of questions in this. Basically, like in the form that we got. So we have a question from Venkata Krishna Reddy from Ontario, Canada. So. As our place is famous for industries and now that is become famous for high temperatures in Telangana, are there any, I mean, like, are there any plans for increased megawatt, increased electricity production for Telangana?
Okay, shall I answer the questions?
I mean, like, I will wait for Sri Aravind ji. I mean, like, Aravind ji. Okay, I mean, like, Sriram ji, you can go ahead and answer. I will.
I can see Arvind talk, but I am not able to hear what he is saying. So basically, Chetan Sriram questions on national highways. I would say that one of the best politicians, or I would say statesmen, or I would say development-oriented person in the country is Nitin Gadkari ji. He gives time to people from night 9 or 10 p.m. to 12 or 1 p.m. or 1 a.m. in the morning. He sits with all people like us who have tons of ideas on infrastructure, how to develop the country. And usually you see people, politicians hanging around, the other politicians, senior leaders, Delhi during that time, evening times. But he is very passionate, and he was the person behind this golden quadrilateral Vajpayee's government's pet project that was implemented, connecting the major metropolis of Kolkata, Delhi, Chennai, and Mumbai. That is over. The quadrilateral is over, implemented now. Now he is contemplating to make. See, if anyone would have seen my article in Sakshi 2 days back. So we have proposed connecting Mumbai and Gopalpur, the west and east coast, cutting through peninsula. So that is something where there are national highways that are going through Telangana. So if Chetan's question is developing national highways in Telangana, then the national highways going through Nizamabad, and that connects Maharashtra to Orissa. Those will be made 4-lane, 6-lane to have this east-west corridor done. And there are also proposals to make Hyderabad to Dindi via Srisailam to make it a 4-lane to 6-lane highway. So not just national highways. National highways is Making it a 2-lane also is a national highway if you maintain some standards. But we are even going a little bit more ahead and making it a 4-lane, 6-lane highway so that more, transportation happens. And so there are many projects that, he around the country, including Telangana. I think 4 or 5 major connections that are going through Telangana are being contemplated to be made 4-lane, 6-lane. As far as national highways are concerned, his ambitious plan is to make connections to all major towns in the country, national highways. And he knows he needs lakhs of crores, and he is going in the PPP model where it is good for the country, and he doesn't want to create any, what you call the negatives of PPP. He is going completely transparent. He is going with electronic toll gates. He is going the e-tender system, global invitation of tenders. So basically, the idea is to ensure that connectivity happens. Country is in very good hands as far as surface transport is concerned, roads, sea connectivity, and all. So I'm confident that that particular section of the government will perform much better than other ministries. It is, the facilities in hospitals are not shown, so there is some problem, and we have spoken to the then health minister, and even the present health minister Jagat Prasad Nadda is very nice person. He is very very much he wants to help Telangana, so he knows what kind of problems we have faced earlier. So he's very sympathetic on Telangana. So pretty much there should not be any worry coming for the next academic year. Industries and power production, very good question. Apart from water, power is the major resource and very important input. And unfortunately, our power situation has gone really bad because our coal was ours, but the production was made somewhere else, and even the idle power, hydropower, including sea level, has gone out of our hands. And so idle power needs to be developed, and the series of barrages which we propose on Godavari would give us 3,500 to 4,000 megawatts. Solar is another power where even my father being an expert on power, he has suggested to the state government a model where solar power setup, it doesn't have to be given to even private people as other states are doing. He is proving with numbers that since we give free power to farmers, we spend 3,500 crores every year to give free power to farmers for whatever number of hours. They claim 7-9 hours, but even 4-5 hours we give, 3 hours we give, we do spend 4,000 crores every year on giving free power to farmers. If we spend that on solar for the next 4-5 years, you can give the free power to farmers through solar, and the solar power is still with the government. So with numbers, he has proved that solar is one of the best ways that Telangana can go ahead with. And solar, idle power, coupled with the NTPC, the 4,000 megawatts planned coal production supported by the center, would make Telangana power surplus, hopefully, provided state government also acts and works diligently. We can get more power generated so that industries would again flourish back in Telangana. Back to you, Hari.
Yeah, thank you, Sriram ji. So Aravind ji has lost his video and audio. So I mean, Aravind ji, can you talk now? So if Aravind ji is not able to talk, I will ask his questions. So Aravind ji is from New Jersey. He is a volunteer for a lot of NRI activities here. So his question is what's India's plan on China building dams on Brahmaputra? So basically, China is building dams on Brahmaputra. So what is India's plan on it? That is his first question. Second question is how government of India planning to protect these dams from anti-national elements. That is his second question. And the third question is right now there is a lot of bottling, water production is going on in India. How the government is planning to provide free drinking water. And fourth question is how natural calamities, I mean, like, how Indian government is, I mean, like, trying to protect people from natural calamities. Those are the four questions. Um, with that, I will let anyone from the Google Hangout if they have any questions, because I have other offline questions I can take. Anyone from the Google Hangout would like to ask? Vinay Meredi ji or Ajay Kalwala? Anybody wants
Yeah,
to ask a
this is
question?
Binoy. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Go ahead, Vinay.
Yes, Vinay.
Yeah, actually, thanks so much, Sriram Garu. It is such a pleasure to find about all the great work you're doing. My quick question is about water for farmers, and I'm basically my dad. And we all are from Nalgonda, so I see the fluorosis issue, and also I don't see why we can't get the local water storage facilities like small the గొలుసుకట్టు మన అవంటారు కదా చెరువులు ఇటువంటివన్నీ కూడా మనము కొంచెం అది ఎన్ఆర్ఐస్ తోనైనా కానివ్వండి గవర్నమెంట్ అయినా కానీ దానిపైన మంచి ఎంఫోసిస్ పెట్టి ఎందుకంటే ఇవన్నీ మిగతా అయ్యేలా ఉన్నాయి కానీ ఎప్పుడైతే తెలియదండి అందుకని ఈ నీళ్ళు వస్తాయి అంటారు మన ఇరిగేషన్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ పనిచేస్తాడు కానీ అది కెనాల్లో అవుతున్నాయి కానీ నీళ్ళు ఎప్పుడు రాలేదు ఇంకా సో అట్లా మీరేమన్నా మీ వాటర్ వర్క్స్ లో ఉన్నారు కాబట్టి మీరు అట్లా ఏమన్నా సెంట్రల్ ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్స్ ఏమైనా తీసుకురాగలుగుతారా కాబట్టి మనం అది ఫోకస్ చేసి ఫస్ట్ మనకి ఫార్మర్స్ కి మంచి నీళ్ళు తీసుకొచ్చి ఫ్లోరసిస్ పోయినాక తర్వాత పంటలన్నీ ఇక అన్ని మిగతా చేసుకుందామని అట్లా మీ మీ ఉద్దేశం ఏమంటారు?
Okay, I think I'll answer Arvind's questions first, and then we'll go to Ajay.
So, I mean,
Will I go ahead, Hari?
Yes, shoot,
Yeah.
Sriram.
So Brahmaputra thing on China, very pertinent question. See, Brahmaputra waters are going to be the lifeline for the country. 40% of the surface waters we are contemplating through interlinking of rivers is from Brahmaputra system. The rest is from, as Himalayan rivers from Nepal, Bhutan and so. So Brahmaputra rivers, rivers waters are pretty much going waste into the sea. And, as I said, 40% of the surface water, availability is from Brahmaputra system. It is, I would say that China is building some major dams on that river in Tibet, like 3 or 4 major dams, hydroelectric projects, that is what they claim. And they are saying that we produce electricity and we again let water go downstream. But, what is noticed is since past few years, that volume of water coming into the country through Brahmaputra river is reducing. So 3 years back, when Nitin Gadkari was the president of the party, he has set a team of 5 people, 4 MPs and myself, to go to Arunachal Pradesh, Assam and border of Tibet and study the issue. Since I have gone there for almost 1 week to 10 days and studied the issue, I am pretty much aware of the problem. It is true that the volume of waters coming into India have lessened, reduced volume of water. So that is a issue of worry. And so what we have looked at is, like, at that time also we demanded the UPA government to hold talks with China. To our surprise, they did not do, they could not do, I don't know why. We have taken up the issue with China, and China is claiming that we are not stopping water, we are letting the water go downstream. But there are contrary reports that they are lifting water to the Yellow River basin from this basin, Brahmaputra basin. So that those needs to be verified, and since it's a sensitive issue and with a neighboring country, it has to be worked at a political level and diplomatic level, which we are working upon. And we will ensure that the waters that we properly ensure to get to our country. And we are aware of the issue, we are working on it. And the second question Arvind asked is safety of the dams. Safety of any structures in the country is not an issue. We are very powerful. Country has this CRPF and all. They safeguard all the major installations. So safeguard of the major dams and the major installations is not at all an issue. We are doing it, so no problem there. And bottled water versus drinking water, yes, that is a big worry. Everyone, including us, and not only us, I mean more than NRIs, even the local Indians, middle class and above, they are drinking only bottled water and not at all drinking tap water these days. So that has become a norm than an exception. So it is of worry because no one trusts the tap water or the groundwater or the surface water or the municipal water. So it is a very big problem, and unless it's a major issue to be tackled in a multi-dimensional manner. So it's a multi-dimensional issue. You have to ensure proper surface water. You have to recharge groundwater so that it comes all the way to 3 meters or down below, or so unless the water comes up and not in the fluoride and the rocky area inside, you cannot ensure safety of the surface, water. And so municipal water, sewage treatment plants, and all these things people doesn't have confidence in them. So STPs and effluent treatment plants in industries are sending all the filth. It is so pathetic. On Ganga, there are 620 industries polluting the river directly, giving all toxic materials, fluoride, all the nasty chemical materials directly dumping to the river. And we called for a meeting last month, and I will let you know, since last 10 years or 20 years, they are being given time to treat the effluent coming out of the industries, and they say that we need more time. So in the last month's meeting, Uma ji attended and she took the meeting. She gave 6 months time to industries to come up with effluent treatment plants or you will be shut down. And there was a big uproar. They all started shouting, you cannot impose 6 months and all. Then she simply said, patience is over, country doesn't have any more patience. Done is done, 6 months, you go with ETPs or you are closed. Such strict measures need to be taken, and I hope more and more will be taken. As I said, multidimensional issue. So let us hope that country would give fresh, free, good drinking water to the people. Hopefully, not very soon, but at least in the coming few years. And natural calamities, government is very much aware of. You have seen in the last couple of days that the committee was set up to. Previously, it was there with politicians. Now it is with experts. Narendra Modi ji has set up a panel with 3 people, experts in it. So natural calamities, disasters, how to control and how to lessen the damage from natural calamities. That is very well taken care of by central government. And Ajay's question on fluorosis in Nalgonda, again, I answered this in the very beginning. We want to tackle this with more surface water from Godavari, recharge of groundwater, which has to be taken up very seriously, which I have been myself implementing in Rajasthan. I hope state government comes up with plans, which I am in touch with Harish's ministry, and I have given him certain ideas, guidelines so that more central funds can be taken. There are central funds. Speaking, there are RRR, repair, renovation, restoration of tanks, and that is what the Golskat Cheru, what Ajay has brought up, and that is where Telangana was very lucky that we had that vision from earlier. People who govern the state, the region, where we have that system. So we have to really work on, and state government in the right direction in doing that. But there is more better. I mean, I have already shared my ideas with the state government. There is a way to spend less funds and do more rather than spending so much of. But eventually, the Golskat Cheru levete unnayo. So those things have to be again restored back. Should be coming up. And groundwater recharge should happen. With all these things put together, then only things can improve. And fluorosis, I know fluorosis is the basic issue not only for Nalgonda but few other parts of the country. Unless we tackle that, it is meaningless to talk about this development. So basically, let us all try to work on it and try to hope that we will certainly find a solution in the very quickly. That is of priority to everyone, including myself and also both the governments, I believe. So, and I think yeah, back to you, Hari.
Thank you, Sriramji. So we have Santosh Amkam and Shekhar Palla. They both want to ask you questions. Santoshji, go ahead. Shekhar Palla, you can go ahead and ask the question. Hello, Shekhar Palla.
Hey, hi everyone. Hi, Sriram, Nalgonda district, Devarakonda. I have one question. It's as my understanding, in this Nalgonda district, the project is it's going on, but this project is getting delayed. Is there any chance from your end to take up some initiation to speed up the process of this project to Telangana government? This is my question.
Did you say SLBC? Your voice was cut.
Yeah, that is SLBC Nakalagandi.
Nakalagandi project. There's like Soranga Margam project. Actually, this project finishes, we can fulfill a little bit of as well.
Yes, I pretty much agree. Basically, SLBC, has to be completed on war footing. I have been one of the, front-running fighters to get that finished in the past. United Andhra Pradesh government against United Andhra Pradesh governments. Continuously, they have completely ignored this project. This is the only project that was sanctioned with all, permissions way back. And no one cared about it. So priority should be given for SLBC, and but what I noticed is state government is giving more funds to Pranayita Chevela rather than this project. But this project also is given because finally funds are spent by state. Center gives funds only when it is a national project or if it comes under AABP. So, like for Devabula, for example, when a state finishes 75% of a project and it is stuck with funds, lack of funds, then central government helps the 25% funds with under the scheme called AABP, Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Program. So they have to qualify under that also, at least. So I would, work with the state, and I'm pretty much more worried than anyone else to get SLBC finished at the earliest possible. Unfortunately, work has not been speeded up even after Telangana government is formed. What I noticed, and we'll work on it. I'll also talk to Harish and others, and we'll try to see if we can do anything better on that. But I'm pretty sure that project is needed. That lower Dindi to mid Dindi to Nakalagandi, and so that the upper areas of Nalgonda and Mahbubnagar, that is the only source of surface water to those areas. So I pretty much agree. But the others, I mean, only source from Krishna. But don't worry, Godavari source is there for us. I have a complete idea on the system. Godavari waters, we will try to get nook and corner to the state of Telangana, including Mahbubnagar, Rangareddy, Medak, Nalgonda also. There is enough water in Godavari, provided understands the nitty-gritties of it and tries to work in a in an integrated manner. Then we can get Godavari waters also. So let us not be too much worried about the Krishna water is not available and what to do with this new Brijesh Kumar thing and fighting over it. and not getting enough water. 30 TMC given to SLBC. They have assured waters, but on surplus waters. That is a shame. Now no one claims there is a surplus water available. Even that water is also given by Brijesh Kumar committee to all the states. So it's going to be a big mess. Even if we complete that project, fighting for that 30 TMC, and but we have to fight it out. There is no other way but to fight. But we have the other options of from Godavari waters also. So we have to work upon it that way. Hari, go ahead.
So Santosh ji, can you try now? Can you ask your question? Or else you can put it in chat. I can ask the same question. So Venkat, Santosh ji. So basically, like Venkata Krishna Reddy, do you want to ask your question? So Sriramji, so Venkata Krishna Reddy Gaddam has a question that we are talking about only increasing the megawatts of electricity, but not talking about anything reducing the pollution. So any steps from central government on this perspective? That is one question. And so I have a lot of questions, so I'll just go by one question. So JPR Reddy from Bongir, he lives in Dubai. He has a question. So all these days, Musi River water has not been utilized properly by surrounding people in Nalgonda district. Is there any possibility to have proper plan to utilize Musi in effective way? And DP Reddy from Hyderabad has a question about water grid project in central Telangana state. Could you please help us in getting more central funds for our fluorosis affected villages of Nalgonda for the water grid? Yes, government proposed water grid. I have a fourth question coming from social media. Sridhar Gudalaji is asking this question. Is it helpful if we include Swachh Bharat Abhiyan to clean village lakes, rivers, etc. in this mission? Because we are taking up Swachh Abhiyan, right? So in the same Swachh Abhiyan, can we take up cleaning up lakes and rivers in the same program? That way you are clean Ganga and then Swachh Bharat both can mix. That is one question. So I have like those questions for now.
As far as industries versus pollution is concerned, as I said, any industry putting its dirt in the rivers is going to be tackled very soon. We have shown the stick to the most polluting industries, tanneries, textiles, and all right on across Ganga, and we have told them it's a zero liquid output. So basically, you discharge rather zero liquid discharge. So you have to comply with those stipulations, otherwise you will be shut down. Trust me, they will come up with ETPs because spending very meager amount of money, they can stop the dirt coming out of it. And don't worry that industries will shut down just because of this threat. They will come to terms, and that needs to happen. Unfortunately, this pollution control thing, has become a big mockery in the country. What I have noticed is, it is one of the areas where lots of nepotism and corruption is there among the officers and bureaucracy in the country, and I hear so many things inside also. So I might not be able to share outside things that easily, but basically the point is that attitude of the people, attitude of the industries, when they are polluting the system, not only rivers and lakes and river bodies, but also the surrounding atmosphere around you, they should have some kind of basic civic responsibility, and that comes to be your basic attitude. Unless you want to do it, no one else can make you do it. I mean, in the sense, government will do and try to implement its rules, but essentially it is a attitude change that we need, and for that as NRS we have a very major responsibility of educating and taking intellectual seminars and educating more people in the villages, question the system, and in that way build more courage into the system. All that needs to happen. Government is trying its best, as I said in my initial remarks, clean up the fashion and bureaucratic hurdles, including that includes pollution control boards also. One of the nasty worms area in government is pollution control boards. Unfortunately, that is a fact. And using Musi effectively, I agree. In fact, people living on the outskirts of Hyderabad towards Nalgonda, and Nalgonda, people living in towards Hyderabad. So these people, if you know it or not, it's not just Musi River water, that is affecting, poor people who drink water and who try to go and take bath in there, the kids and all. They get some, the what you call on their body, on their thing, all the issues with the health on the body, on your mind. See, what happens is, skin problems and all. That's what I was trying to say earlier. But even the grass that the cows eat there, and the milk that the cows produce, and the vegetables that are cultivated there using that water, everything has that pollution in there. So whoever is eating those vegetables, drinking that milk, we are all affected. The gastroenteritis problems. There was a study by UN made where people die without they think it is something else, but their gastroenteritis problems are so worse that before identifying that it's a killer, it kills you. And many poor people die. They don't know if they are dying because of those issues. So yes, Musi has to be cleaned up very much, and it has to get back to its glory. And as I said earlier, it's a priority of the central government, but at the same time, central government has taken Ganga as a national project, and it cannot. I mean, there are so many rivers. Every major city has a river. Trust me. It is Yamuna for Delhi, it is Gomti for Lucknow, it is Musi for Hyderabad, and so on and so forth. Every major city has a river that has been in a similar situation as Musi. So state government has to really take more initiative, and center can help if they come for funds in under some schemes that the center is providing. And I can work with state government for particularly for Musi. And water grid, DP Reddy got question. Water grid again, it's a good project, but they doesn't have to spend so many funds, in my personal opinion. With less funds, they can do more aggressively. I think they have stipulated 22,000 crores. And they see, I have written a book on Gujarat water management. I know Gujarat water grid, what they did. Gujarat example, see, no solution is good for one solution is doesn't fit all. So if the problem will give a solution, appropriate solution to your own problem. Telangana's problems are different than Gujarat's. Gujarat, you have only one source of water, Narmada. So they needed a grid. I mean, pipeline for every region of the Gujarat. In Telangana, it's not like that. So I've given my inputs, and I will continue to give my inputs. And central government will share, definitely give funds. As I said, there are certain schemes. So Telangana government is aware of it. They have to come with stipulations and guidelines under those schemes to qualify for those funds. They are working on it and also guiding them. Fluorosis Nalgonda, again the same question where I've answered well enough. We will try to tackle it. And Swachh Bharat, cleaning lakes and rivers, that's a very good idea. And Swachh Bharat campaign itself is a campaign which was taken without any funds. It was a emotional moral appeal that Narendra Modi ji has done to the country. And if there is any funding that gets into it, then we will certainly ask the PMO to consider cleaning lakes and rivers also should be part of that initiative. Sorry?
Yeah, so we have a question from Dharam Guruva Reddy from Hyderabad. I'm like, are there any questions from the online Hangout users? So actually, Santosh Ankamji is online still, and he has a question. So he is pinging on the Google, Facebook to me. So first question, Sriramji, is like, connectivity between North Corridor and South Corridor from the electricity perspective, so that we can have reduce the electricity burden on southern states, in particular Telangana. That is the first thing. I mean, like, are there any steps between South Corridor and North Corridor connectivity? Uh, Second thing is railways Kajipet coach factory. I mean, like, any steps to start it, or when it will be started, something like that. If you know anything about that from other ministry. And the third one is like, National Institute of Design being shifted from Hyderabad to Vijayawada. Can any new one be granted to Hyderabad? That is the third question from Santosh Ankam. I have offline questions from Dharam Guruvareddy. This is also similar to the Musi water. So all the tanks in and around major cities and towns are polluted with drainage water. So are there any legal legislations, so basically legislations that are planned to be tabled in Lok Sabha, so that people cannot send the pollute the lakes with the drainage water? That is from Dharam Guruva Reddy. And Prabhakar Konda from New Jersey is asking another question. Could you please post your updates on Clean Ganga mission? I think this has already been answered, but I have just posted it there. Second one is any suggestions and help that will be provided by GOI to clean Hussain Sagar in Telangana. I think this is also answered. And what are the steps taken so far for interlinking of water, interlinking of rivers?
Okay.
And I have a question from Chandrasekhar from London. Any plans to provide special needs to Middle East low-end workers in crisis time? So that's all. I mean, like, I have a lot of other questions, but I would like to tell viewers that we are running out of Sriramji's time. Actually, it's coming close. Sriramji has given us till 10:30, so it's coming closer to that. With this, probably we might have to end our session. Sriramji, you can answer those questions.
See, as far as north to south power grid is concerned, actually, let me tell that power, the sector is something which is going to have major reforms very soon. In the recent parliament also, a bill was passed 2 days, 3 days back. A bill was passed in Lok Sabha. In Raj Sabha, hopefully, if it runs today well, then we hope to pass it today. There are coming lots of reforms in power sector. That would include, like in US, we have power production done by someone, distribution done by someone, and power utilities done by someone. Distributor will not give power to you. So it's some utility company that buys from distributors and give it to you. Distributor buys it from some power production agencies and give it, so it is kind of in that way the competition grows, and consumer gets much value added power. So that is where these reforms are going to head to. And as far as transmission and distribution is concerned, this will lead to that, because now if someone is selling from Himachal Pradesh less power, idle power, or from Assam idle power, then Telangana can buy it, and the government doesn't have to provide the grid. Private people will provide and sell it less for you, because the competition is like that. So even government with its meager funds is trying to lay down this transmission lines and all. But there are certain restrictions as far as central government goes with the central power grid. But states also has a role to play in this, and I'm pretty sure it has taken a good direction on that front. Railways, coach factory and all, let me give the very, what you call the chedu goli antar kada. So basically, I don't know in English what to say. So railways is what UPA has done during the past 10 years is promise more than what it can, take in. So they have promised 10 lakh crores worth of projects, and whereas their, output is not even, the funds available is not even 5 to 10% of what they promised. So much, investigation done. Give 1 crore to that project, 1.5 crore to this project. All political projects. If Lallu comes, PR gets projects. If Mamata comes, West Bengal gets projects. So all on paper, and investigation done, and they are sitting there. So unless you clear them, you cannot go to new ones. That is the kind of situation railways had. And fortunately, Suresh Prabhuji has come to Railway Ministry last month. He is a very good friend of mine. Actually, we worked together on last 2-3 years on this interlinking of rivers. He was the chairman of the earlier committee, and I know him personally. We share our ideas quite often. To last week also, I met him. He is one of the best infrastructural persons in the country, politicians or leader. So I'm sure railways will have a new look very soon. He is trying his best. And coming to this National Institute of Design, I don't know if it is being shifted to Vijayawada. I need to look into that. But basically, whatever is there in the Act, if the institute is shifted to Andhra Pradesh, then appropriate institution will also be given to Telangana, like AIMS. AIMS is something that is promised in the Act to Andhra Pradesh only, but we have got AIMS approved for Telangana. So if you all know, it is our force that made the then Health Minister Ashwardhan, and I believe in today's newspaper it is there that even state government has come up with proposals of land for setting up AIMS. So no worries there, give or take, our state will also get all the institutions that we need. Legislation for pollution control. Trust me, there are enough legislations, more than stricter legislations, more than anywhere else in the world, including US. I'm telling you. If on a scale of 1 to 10, if US stands at 8, we stand at 9 as far as legislations are concerned. We do have them. Implementation is the problem. So what will happen? Pollution control board person, when he goes to inspection, things are different on the ground. When he goes back to his office, things are back to normal on the ground. So that's a pathetic situation. What to do? That is how the system has grown, and everyone, even if our own person, some person known to us as an industry, talk to him. Let him confess, putting his hand on his heart and say, what he is doing as far as pollution is concerned and what the measures he is taking. He would go in the rather the cheapest way of getting out of this thing by polluting the system. I mean the ecology and environment, controlling the pollution, spend more money on it. It's an attitude problem and it's an institutional problem. But we do have enough legislations. No more legislations are needed. Parliament and state legislations are pretty much enough. It's only implementation that is needed. And Clean Ganga I have already shared, and I think as far as these Gulf migrants things go, pretty much the Overseas Ministry and the External Affairs Ministry are seized of the matter. We have taken the issue to the notice of our External Affairs Minister Sushma Swarajji. I myself, along with team Kishan Reddy Garu and others, we have gone, I think, at least 2 to 3 times in the last 6 months. We have exclusively gave her representation on these issues, and she's working on it. It takes a while to actually understand the problem and tackle it at that level. But diplomatically, we are doing good. Our pride has risen in the international arena. You all pretty much know, you are living outside India, so you know how much our pride has increased, and that will affect all the other countries also to give respect to us. And once that respect increases, then our facilities to our people living there also would increase. How many facilities we get in US? It is because of the system respects us based on our work and our hard work and our output. So that is where we are respected in US, and that is increasing in other countries also, especially Middle East, because there the workforce is not at a higher level but at a lower level. So things will improve, and I don't have any numbers or data to share with you what the External Affairs Ministry is doing. But in the next time when we come together, probably I'll have some numbers for you. Hari?
Yes, Sriramji, I mean, as promised, we are running like 6 minutes more of your time. So with this, I will give Srinivas Reddy Kuturuji from Nalgonda, and Srinivasji Kuturuji would like to give a note of thanks to you.
Sriram?
So I do have 10-15 minutes more. So if anyone has any questions, they can answer. I can take more questions. But I think pretty much people are bored, I believe. So I don't want to insist on that. But if anyone has any questions, they can.
Yeah, we do have a lot of questions from the Google Forms that are submitted, and that we cannot, we cannot take more questions right now. But if there is any online user who would like to take a question, ask a question.
Sriram, before vote of thanks, I would like to. I know that you are doing an excellent and tremendous job over there for last 1 decade, on Telangana issue as well as water area, and your study and expertise proved, and you got rewarded in the Modi government becoming an advisor. I congratulate, and you are definitely your expertise are needed, and um, before vote of thanks, as I said, I want to ask you one question about this safe drinking water, because as I came from Nalgonda, and I when I was a child, I don't have any awareness about this process, and I was drinking that water, and I see a lot of kids in the government schools, they are still drinking the same fluorosis affected water, and unfortunately, all these years, none of the government has paid means did not look into that issue. I'm not talking about the irrigation water, SLBC, those big canals. I'm just talking about basic need of a safe drinking water. So does Modi's vision, going towards that, giving a safe drinking water to the school kids or the younger generation, or everybody across the country? I just want to elaborate on that one. And also, I want you to talk how these NRIs can interact with the government or get into the government programs and help their own villages or other conscience or any programs as such. If you see at that latest development from the TRS government, the irrigation minister Harish Rao is welcomed these NRIs to participate in this Kakatiya program, and where he is going to put the names to those ponds or tanks where NRS contribute for the development of those ponds. So does this Ganga cleaning water project, national project, has those kind of schemes where NRS contribute and they get kind of a recognition or such, just give me a high level, and then we'll conclude this.
So Sriramji, if you if you want to take one more question, Gopal Alankarji would like to ask you a question. What are exactly responsibilities of an advisor to Uma Bharti ji? I think you have already answered it. And Venu from Atlanta, another question is, what is the expected cost and time of clean Ganga? Ganga Prakshalana, what is the expected time and cost? So those are the two more extra questions. Sriramji, you have to unmute yourself. I accidentally muted you. Could you please unmute yourself on the top?
They did it. So now, as far as Ganga cleaning is concerned, there are long-term, short-term, long-term. It anyway goes from 1 year to 10 years. This is a span. Best, there is middle term also, which is 5 years. So we hope it will take a good shape in 5 years. And so the estimated cost would be, ensuring that industries will not pollute, and and trying to ensure the treatment plants are set up in major cities and trying to ensure uninterrupted flow. It might cost, it might go into anywhere up to 20,000. It's a guesstimate. It's a rough estimate. It cannot be concrete at this point because we are working on the numbers still. But a ballpark figure I have suggested for the next 5 years. So we already started spending 2,000 crores this year. That shows the seriousness of this government. And my role as advisor, I've already told. And I think coming to Srinivas Kuturu's questions, drinking water is the basic thing that is needed for the country and very badly needed for Nalgonda. And whoever has experienced the fluoride problem knows what the pain is about. And Government of India, especially Water Resource Ministry, is coming up with a new scheme. I would have waited until my minister and the Government of India announces it. They're planning it on January 26th, but it might be coming even later than that because of the logistics involved. But it will come soon. I'll share it with you. There is nothing wrong in what we are sharing with you what we are planning. We are trying to come up with a scheme, Pradhan Mantri drinking water scheme, whatever, or name is doesn't matter. Name could be anything, to provide safe drinking water. And he insisted on safe drinking water. So that is exact terms I am using. Safe drinking water is the basic premise, basic thing at least we can provide to our poor, citizens of the country, and especially poor people. We drink bottled water, we are haves, but have-nots are there. So center would fund those areas which really are in need of this safe drinking water, at least to maintain health standards, normal health standards. And that central government is seriously contemplating, and we are going to come up with a fund to help states like Telangana and Rajasthan and other states where drought prone and fluoride prone and arsenic prone and things like that. So that much I can say at this point. But we are seized of the issue. That's what I am trying to say. So pretty much, I think Srinivas, is that what you asked? Safe drinking water, and what was the other thing? This appeal to NRS, right? By Harish regarding this tanks restoration, and how NRS can get more information. So NRS can get more information. First, reach out to your collector. So talk to your collector and tell that I have 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 1 crore, whatever. This is what I want to do. I want to help build a library in the school or a toilet. See, it's a good thing, toilet. What PM has suggested is that, let's build toilets. And that is what he spoke from the Red Fort. And he said, PM will never talk about toilets from Red Fort. I'm the first person talking it. And the whole country lauded it. So let's build a toilet in the school. You will feel so satisfied. Think about poor girls not able to go to toilet, not having a facility and sitting from morning till evening. Can you imagine your own, kith and kin getting into that issue? We all know in US, wherever you go, toilets are very much there. You take a, exit and go to some restaurant or some rest area and take the toilet facilities and go. In regular schools, in primary schools, there are no toilets in 60 to 80% of the schools. And from morning till evening, kids have to be like that. Especially what about poor girls who really need to use those facilities and for hygienic reasons. And it is very unfortunate. And that is where build a toilet. 20,000 rupees or maybe 30,000 rupees. So what I am saying is talk to the collector. Talk to your, persons who you are aware in the bureaucracy or political circles there. Ensure that your monies are used properly. Giving money is not your job is done. If that is the case, more and more, I have seen many NRIs giving money and that's not being properly utilized. So you have to ensure that the implementation mechanism is also properly working. And it is your responsibility because I'll just give, you do whatever, means that doesn't work. The system has certain complications and certain methods that the system follows. So you have to beat the system. You have to go around and be proactive. You have to do it. And if you want to help out, you have to take certain steps. And that is what I would suggest. And the Ministry of Overseas Affairs, they are having lots of schemes for NRIs coming up, and you can visit their website or you can talk to me one-on-one. I'll try to procure more information on that front. Whoever is interested, I can send emails to them. Just ping me through Hari or directly, and I'll try to give more information on that front. And coming to the last question, that tanks restoration where the state government has appealed, it's a very good project. I would also suggest that we should take part, but again, ensure that what the government is doing is making local sense. Like every tank is different. A universal approach cannot be applied to everything. Go to, if you want to improve your tank, go to your village or ask your people to visit that village, see the particulars of the tank. There is a live storage and there is a dead storage for any tank. And you don't have to do the excavate mud and pudika dead storage అవసరం లేదు. But what these people will do, they will do ఈ పూడిక తీత మొత్తం dead storage కూడా పోయి తీస్తారు. So that water is no way being used. So you have to do it only up to the live storage where that can be used, and use that extra money you want to spend on the dead storage to actually make the the banks more stronger, so that it will not cut the bank. So that is where you have to. What I am saying is, when you put some money, donate it. If you want it to be successfully implemented, you have to spend some time in the implementation part also. Your father can do it, your brother can do it, or you can do it. But that is what I would suggest. It's a good. Sorry.
Hari, I guess nobody has any questions, right?
Oh. Yeah, no, I mean, like, we have a lot of questions, but we are running out of Sriram Anna's time. So we all know from Nalgonda that Sriram Anna is Apara Bhagirath, because when he wrote that book, see, Krishna is flowing there, but we are not getting any drinking water. Everybody used these books as a Bible or as a reference for all of our TG movement. With this, I will give control to Kuturuji to give note of thanks to Sriramji.
Well, I want to thank Sriramji, like for his valuable time, and this was very informative. All NRI community, especially like around 70 to 80 NRIs like across the world has joined this Google Hangout, and I definitely think that this is very informative, and definitely it will turn out to be very productive going forward. And especially I also want to thank Hari Pulijala for organizing this. He did an excellent job. He and his team have put in a lot of hours to make this happen. I definitely want to thank Hari. You did a wonderful job. And especially I want to thank all the NRIs who joined for this Google Hangout. I'm really proud of you guys, because you do care about your region and you do care about your country. That's why you are here on this conference, taking the input from Sriram about Modiji's vision and the government programs for the development of India, and sharing your thoughts, like how government of India can do much better, like in developing our country. So I really proud of you guys, and keep interacting with the government of India officials, and be part of the development of India. And by this I will conclude this hangout, and you can reach Sriram anytime. I think he is there for the NRS all the time. You can reach him directly. If not, like if you have to, you could not able to reach Sriram, you either Hari or me, myself, or few other folks will be there to kind of pass on the information or get you guys linked with Sriram. So thank you very much. Thank you. Good night, and we conclude this event. Thanks, Sriram, once again, and Hari. That's all. And you can send the information, like any notes, or compose an email and send it across. We can circulate. Okay.
Sure. We will have a meeting minutes, and then we will circulate it back to everyone, all the viewers. Thank you, Sriramji.
Guys, Jai Hind.
Thank you, thank you. Have nice and safe holidays. Enjoy.
You too.
Enjoy.
Sriram, are you coming to US for New Year and Christmas?
No, I'll be here only. My family came here, so I'll be with them here.
All right then. See you.
All right, bye.
Bye.